Greetings, gods and goddesses in training. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Uncle Makara. Today we're talking about what is your X factor towards your success, okay? A really key topic, actually, because not a lot of people, they want to kind of dilly-dally, right? They want to kind of go and skirt the edges of this topic, but never really break it down how you can tap into it. So before we begin today's video, I want you to take an inventory with me along this video. There are going to be factors that are going to be affecting your energy. And if you don't know by now, your energy is what makes you prosperous, is what makes you wealthy, okay? It's a consciousness, it's a state. It's an ability for you to tune your mind, like you're tuning a radio station, to tap into that radio station or that frequency. So every day, you're tuning into Love FM, you're tuning into Health FM, you're tuning into Wealth FM. So before we begin, I want you to understand one thing. You are probably programmed to be in a victim mentality, okay? And a lot of it isn't our fault. It's just we've become unaware of the programs that have been set against us, the false imprints, the false narratives, the things that don't really serve us in our life, you know? And as I'm starting to do more inner work at the end of the year, I'm starting to recognize that there's some loopholes that I've caught, bottlenecks in my own energy. And we get this emotional payoff for playing the victim. Aww, you know, people are treating you nicer, you're getting all of the attention, all of the care, all of the compassion, the things that actually feed your soul, actually, if you think about it. When you're being a victim, you get things that feed your soul, which reinforce that trap. That's actually a good state for me to be with. Actually, in order for me to receive care, I need to be a victim. That's how the mind is working right now. You're thinking that by being a victim, subconsciously, you might not be conscious about this, but I'm playing a victim because I want others to care for me and care about me, and I want to belong, and I want to get along with others, right? But understand, if you're in a bad state right now, healthy discontent is a prelude to progress. You know, one of my long-term visions for this channel and for Primal Sutra is to understand how we can give clean water to the future generation. And that's not a very small goal, because I understand that a lot of people in my family have been suffering from things in the brain. Water is one of the greatest brain fuels on the planet. Once you're hydrated, you're sharp, you're making sense, you're logically putting your sentences together. So I want you to really understand how much of an importance this clean water thing has. And again, this is not really from my brand or like manufacturing myself in some way to be like the clean water guy. I guess I had this genuine understanding. It's quite personal to me, because I felt like if my younger self was a lot more hydrated, he wouldn't be so distracted from his mission. It took me quite a while to perfect and construct that MC Scripts character. By the way, man, Grandmaster Sifu, Jordan, I know we've been taking a while for this project to really kick off. There's always something or the other getting in the way. But I do know that there will be amazing music that we make together. And I'm getting those tracks formulated right now. So one of the keystones that I believe will unlock that X factor for you is you create a tribe. You create a vibe. You create a frequency for people to tap into. Oh yeah. We buy songs or products or listen to podcasts based on a couple of things. We love the experience that thing creates for us. That's the X factor. We love the experience that it gives us. So you are the creator of an experience. That is your X factor to success. What is spirituality? Somebody tell me. Tell me in the comments. What is it? And this is a personal definition, but I think this is close enough to it. Spirituality, and I'm not talking about religion either, because, you know, you can be spiritual and not religious and so forth. Let's talk about spirituality. What makes you spiritual? Spirituality is about communing with the thing that gave life to you, okay? That invisible energy that breathed life into you. You are communing with that creative flow, and you're understanding it through your life force, how you're living. It's showing up on the daily. So your life quality is actually exponential if you have a very good spiritual practice, which is you're communing with the universe in the right way. Imagine how much less wars, crime there would be if everybody had a practice where they were communing with the divine. You see what I'm saying? So that's my ultimate understanding of this. You might have your own definitions, that's fine. But is it practical? Is it something that you can use right away? Because I understand that flow state is the gateway or the portal to communion with the divine. To speak to my higher self, I need to tap in. And in order for me to tap in to the zone, to that flow state, I've got to take some form of an action. It could be, for me, I'm playing basketball. It could be that I'm playing a musical instrument. I don't do any of these things, by the way, guys, but I'm just telling you examples. I mean, more so something I do is like, you know, spin around this bad boy, this gutta, right? Amazing stuff. So recently I've been watching the Legend of Hanuman in Hindi and just with English translation or whatever. And I've been introduced to all of these different characters in the Ramayana. Like, I had no idea it went so deep, you know what I mean? And now that I'm watching that, I'm getting so many epiphanies, so many downloads that are just coming through. And I understand that we both have this kind of asura and this deva nature, right? So the demons respect me, the angels protect me, I am the center point. And even though I have a choice for the darkness, I'm going to shine and embrace and melt into that light. Because this light, this invisible Tao, whatever you want to call that, your mission, your calling, it's calling you to do what? To be the highest version or rendition of you that you can ever be. Which means that you're polishing the higher chakras and elements, and you're purging from the lower ones. Then you're clean, you're pure, you're energetic, you're ready to take on the day, and your energy is coming back. When you're what? Inspired. The reason why a lot of people are fatigued is they've cut themselves off from a source. The thing that gives them the energy in the first place. What birthed life into you? What was that in the beginning? That soul coming into the body. What was that? And what keeps it alive? What keeps it moving? That's that spiritual essence that's been with you since day one. Day uno, okay? Even day zero. It's probably there, you know, with your mother or something, and that gets passed on, you know, your mother's aura or whatever gets passed on to you, and then you carry that, and then you shift through that. I don't know how it happens, you know, I'm just guessing at this point. The deities can probably tell me that I work with in my pathworking called PRIMAL Sutra. And if that's trippy to you, if you're like, whoa, what do you mean deities? I don't know. Listen, get yourself to explore what I'm saying before you jump to conclusions. Nobody made it this far if they were jumping to conclusions all the time, okay? If you have your own idea of how this thing is supposed to work, and that's fine, make your own channel about it and preach about it, okay? But I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I'm gonna sit here and tell you what works, what is effective, what's gonna transform you. One of my greatest intentions is I want my body to keep up with my mind. So right now I'm understanding that linkage way more, okay? I know Descartes gave us this dualism of mind and body. I think, therefore I am, but there's a spirit that he missed out on. And so, yeah, a lot of the Western understanding comes from this duality, right? Whereas if you look at the Vedanta and Advaita, you see the non-dual. You see the transmutation. You see the overlaps. And that's why I will tell you, integration is the work of God. Understand that healing is integration. And that's why when you say, oh man, I don't have any energy, I need to find ways to get energy, you don't find it, you redirect it. You stop looking at it for the external and you get an internal process where you're generating that energy within. It could be through kriyas, it can be through, movement practices like Toltec practices, shamanic practice. There's so much that you can do. But I believe that the body keeps the answer and the body knows the score. Shout out Dr. Bessel, right? That just through moving my body and letting rid of that residue, gunk, soreness, tension in my body, as I'm loosening up, I'm releasing. I'm allowing that X factor to blossom. And I'm also being very radically honest with myself and cutting out the bullshit, like not lying to myself. Like there would be many times in the past where I'd white lie and like try to pamper myself or just excuse myself or sugarcoat it in some way. And that was actually holding back my progress. When I had the ability to confront fear and look it dead in the eyes and move forward anyway, that's when I started to regain my energy back. So repeat after me. I will not tolerate, I will celebrate. Repeat after me. I will not tolerate, I will celebrate. Write it in the comments if you have to, but really affirm this today. Because when you can turn the toleration, where I'm just tolerating my job, I'm just letting it happen to me, I'm getting by, I'm surviving. Okay, that's your Maya, right? That's your illusion. You're stuck in that. But are you celebrating your work? You see what I'm saying? Are you taking the career path that is most aligned towards you? This world will try to convince you, this society will try to convince you that if you don't have a high-paying job, if you're not married, if you're not this, if you're not that, then you're not good enough. You won't ever reach their parameters, okay? But I say, whatever, man. Even if I have to go a little bit, what's that guy's name, man? That rapper. 6ix9ine, right? First of all, I just think snitching is on the lowest on the totem pole, right? In any case. But however, his idea and understanding of his gang is called scum. S-C-U-M. Scum. You know what we call scum? The bottom of the barrel. But if you really thought that he was calling his people scum, you did not know the acronym. And the acronym he has for scum gang is society can't understand me. I'm an illusion, I'm a glitch, I'm a unique drop of water in this ocean. Yes, I'm diluting with the all, but I have a unique flavor. Imagine a little Gatorade just drops into a pool. You can't tell the difference. It's still merged, but it has its unique tinge. That unique flavor is your X factor. It's what makes your soul stand out in the astral, okay? And if you join our Pathworking, PrimalSutraMysterySchool.com, I can teach you personally how to charge it. I can teach you personally how to charge your own energies. You can create energy frequencies that work for you on your behalf. There's a lot of cool things that you can do with this, okay, once you know how to do it and how to move with it. So you're probably wondering, like, what is this, though? Does this have a history? Does this have a background? No, I'm a pioneer in this. I'm the first one to do it, and I will teach others how to do it. Okay? Yes, I have lots of teachers, man, lots of mentors, lots of gurus, lots of people I've learned from. And I do want to give them credit, because if it wasn't for their overlaps, I would have never understood this. So remember when I said integration is God's work, right? Success is in the overlaps, if that's the case. You get it? So you might not be the best speaker on the planet Earth, and you might not be the best marketer. But if you have unique combinations of both of those and you blend them together, you guys see what I'm saying? You become a masterpiece. That's like two colors mixing on a blank canvas, bro. That's beautiful, right? You gotta cherish, admire, savor that. So I'm getting my energy internally, number one, and I'm taking inventory on these 6 things. Liquids that go into my body and coming out of my body. Is it giving me more energy, or is it giving me a short burst of energy? Like caffeine will give me a short burst. Energy drinks will give me a short burst. Water, however, will get me going through the day. But take a real inventory of this, right? Because I've been noticing, like, man, I've been drinking way too much ginger ale, and like, the liquids I put into my body is going to affect my state of mind no matter what. And that stuff has, sugars in it and stuff, man. Understand that if you're eating lots and lots of fruits too, I mean, you got to understand, like, yes, that's okay, but that's also a lot of sugar and extra stuff that you're just putting into your system. So you got to get really clear about the liquids, the foods, okay? Raw foods are the best. So if you can just blanch some vegetables and like some olive oil and like add your own spicing to that, a flavor to that. That's why, I'm starting to find the love for really simple foods, right? I would be like a culinary like mastermind in my past and like mixing flavors together and then adding things. Nowadays, I just need my favorite tastes, which is sour and spicy. If you can give me those two things, I'll be good in my Rajashic ways. That's it. I know that. So once you start to take inventory of these things, you start to learn your style. Okay? Now, as I'm eating more sattvic, with that Rajasic is just the spices, right? But at its pure core essence, it is the saint, it is the priest, and then a sprinkle of the beast. I'm pure, I'm clean, and then I awaken my monster within. So we have the liquids, we have the foods. What are your entertainment, okay? Take an inventory of that. What podcasts are you watching? What shows are you watching currently? Take an inventory of that right now. And I want you to ask the question, is it empowering me to make greater choices, better decisions? Is it the diversion department of your life? Like, does it keep sucking away your life force? Like you keep scrolling and at random moments? Hey, a little bit of that is fine, right? I'm just telling you to be aware of it. Take inventory of it. Once you become more conscious of it, you can start to maintain a better flow of that life force energy within you. Next thing is work. 1/3 of this thing is you working in life. And if you're not enjoying what you're doing, that's 1/3 of your life, bro. So that's 1/3 of your energy. Just gone. Right? So you have to take real inventory of, is the work that I'm doing in my highest accordance and in alignment with what I really want to do? Maybe it's a stepping stone, okay? Challenges are stepping stone. The roadblocks become the building blocks, okay? The next one and this one I'm not really good at, okay? I honestly think that... Actually, you know what? If I put my mind to it, I do actually sleep really well. However, I think my brain is so active and stimulated that it just finds ways to just stay up and like have ideas down, right? So I will notice that, I'll watch a show or something, but I won't watch any scary shit or like things that are entertainment frenzy, right? Like the piranhas of the entertainment world, right? The sleep habits are really important. I have a whole sleep protocol if you want to work with it and use it. I gave it to my gym trainer, actually. He was having trouble sleeping, and I gave him this subliminal for sleep. And he was like, dude, I like dozed out, man, And that's really awesome to hear that, because it's like, that's what has worked for me as well, is to understand that rain noises relax me, because subconsciously animals don't hunt in the rain, okay? So we feel safe, so we feel protected. And finally, I'm gonna say this one, okay? Every influencer mofo has told you this before, right? Who are the people? Oh man, I know you're tired of hearing this too. Oh, fuck. Here he goes again, okay? Who are the people that you're surrounded by, right? And this is really, really key, man, because if you're around a bunch of people who drain energy, who are energy vampires, also on social media, they're out there, right? They're gonna suck your energy dry. Suck it dry. Like through a silly straw, okay? You gotta get really alert about that. And you gotta understand how to maintain your sovereignty, your own discipline with that. You see, I see challenges as a game changer. Well, it allows me to modify what I've been doing, refine it better, maybe learn new skills. Maybe it's a calling out for me to seek out more assistance in that particular area. And it's moving with the understanding that success comes from the overlaps, okay, guys? So I'm into rap, I'm into spirituality, I'm into happiness, I'm into positive psychology and psychology. I was into very different cartoons growing up, So I have all of these different interests, these creative talents, like acting is another one of my talents, right? And I've been able to construct it all and squeeze the life force of each one into each other to create this beautiful concoction that is my X factor. You guys get that? So I've been able to take all of those scattered brain particles and create it into a wave. So that's the real power of this thing if you can do it in the right way. There's a protocol that we have on Primal Sutra, okay? The adepts program, where we teach you how to actually do this, how do you actively lean into and create your character through these progressions, through this journey. It's powerful, man, because every time you lean into this stuff, you start to notice new levels just emerging out of the blue, right? You have to rise in different ways each time. And that's what actually keeps you driven and motivated, right? You kind of just like let yourself go in your old age, like, let me just zen out, you know, let me just take it easier, you know, this part of my life is for frolicking in the woods or whatever. If you do that for a while, it'll be fine. But if you do that for a very, very long time, you'll drift off from your mission, okay? And this is what I keep telling people. Even when you're taking a break, remind yourself that this break is purposeful towards revitalizing me towards my mission and my purpose again, okay? Because a lot of people, they take breaks and they're like, oh, finally I can take a break away from my mission. You're probably a really hot girl or hot guy, like watching this right now. If your physical reality doesn't reflect that, I know your soul does. I'm gonna pay attention to that. I'm gonna see you at your highest good. Do you have people around you empowering you and speaking to you at your highest level? You see, the word ego has always meant to mean in modern popular, woke culture, is that it's automatically bad. We look at the ego and we shame our own identities. It's no wonder we have identity crisis nowadays, right? We look at our egos and we go, you know what? That's a bad thing. That's awful. But it's a part of ourselves that we're judging. What are you doing? You're looking at yourself in the mirror going, I hate that guy. Like, what? Take the most successful people on the planet, man. They have an ego, but they've harnessed it. They've taken the chi of that ego and they formulated it to contribute something greater than themselves through the interactions they're having, through the transcendence of the experience they're creating, being that go-getter and that go-giver, working for the greatest good. So let me just remind you that you have this within you. Just take an inventory of all your energy drainers and move forward with these things, man. Really put it into action. Starting right now. Make a decision. Make a decision somehow. Post it on your social media. I'm going to do this for 5 days. If you put yourself on social media, you're on the spotlight already. Boom. You can't hide from it if you don't do it for 5 days. What are people going to think about me? Ooh. Okay? Well, prove it to them then. Prove it to them that you can do this for 5 days. Give yourself a random 30-day challenge. Give yourself a random new project that you have to work through. Start creating this experience for yourself that you carry as your radio station frequency and you send out to your tribe. Let's get it, Upward Spiral Gang. May we never be the same again. I'll see you on the other side. Us. Speak soon.